It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
Gang's all here.
Yay, yay, yay.
It's good to be back. Back from maternity leave. I was birthing a new vision. A new version of myself.
We have not even been on here 30 seconds and you're already into just shenanigans.
What?
Like,
Sorry.
not even 30 seconds in. Not even 30 seconds. At least let me introduce us before you start.
Don't stress me out.
Don't piss me off. Top
That's
two things. Don't stress me out and don't piss me off.
The things I do best.
Anyway, welcome to episode 30, the Dirty 30 of Controversy and Chaos. We're welcoming back Michelle from lifing.
Maternity leave. Because I was birthing my new vision.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling everyone.
Hello. Hey, how are you? Welcome back.
Where's the newborn?
It's with its father.
Okay.
It's with the nanny. It's being watched over.
It's being watched with the nanny? Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I feel like since the last episode, a lot of shit has unfolded that
for sure.
I feel like we don't talk political for a reason, but I feel like it's very kind of just like insanity not to. I feel like there is such a just craziness going on in these United States of America. Probably the most ghettoest place on the world in the world right now.
Debatable, but yeah.
We're like probably top 5 most ghetto places like in the whole world right now. And I guess, over the past week with Joe Biden dropping out of the race and Kamala Harris, pretty much she is going to get the Democratic nomination to be the party nominee. The just chaos that has ensued, and mainly for me, the issue that I see a lot is a lot of Black women really being a big problem of like a big source of the issue. I just feel like the self-hatred of just like, oh, a Black woman will never be president. It's just like, why do you think so little of yourself?
Well, before we
why are you projecting that?
We just jumped. She said we could have with Greece today.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like really been like on the front of my brain.
I honestly feel like it depends on what side of the internet you're on. Because
right.
half the side of the internet is saying she's not Black. The other half of the side of the internet,
I have those. That's like she's not Black,
saying that she's a Black woman and she won't be president. But then there's another side which I've been enjoying where there's a lot of women, white women included. Like there was a call. The first call was like 50,000 women, and
Black women raising money.
50,000 Black women raising money, and I joined the call for a split second, but Celine was Celining, so I had to go.
Who's that? How?
It was just too much. I'm like, whatever. And then the next one I saw was like 150,000 white women or women, that were rallying behind her and raising money. So I'm like, yeah, there are sprinkles of women spewing the self-hate, but like I can only say I saw 2, which I won't name because they're already problematic, and anything that goes on in the world, they always have something to say. And
does one name start with a C?
Yes, and the other one named, she be having her glasses on and you can only see this part of her face because she be laying next to that damn headboard on TikTok. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about, but that's funny.
Yeah, like she goes viral all the time for her self-hatred type of.
And that's not even the 2 people that I saw. So
Cardi B for president. Okay, yeah. I love my political Bronx queen because she got an eye for these things. Not that that's where I get my news from, but
sometimes
she gonna save us. she gonna save the hood.
She really be knowing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think to go back to Trey's point, and you can make your point still, but I just say for me, when I see certain posts like that's not in support, I just keep scrolling, because it's like, I'm not about to keep feeding into this rhetoric because we have no other options. It's her or Trump. I don't really care what the fuck y'all are saying right now. But so, oh no, go ahead, Trey. I'll make my other point after you finish. Go.
I mean, shit, I feel like it's her or her.
Her or her, yeah.
There is no second choice.
Yeah.
So I guess like the people that I've seen, or just like even the comments, not necessarily like people making posts, but the comments, I just be like, wow, y'all really think like this much of yourselves. You don't need nobody else to tear you down, because baby, you already in the gutter. It just
I do think the information is regurgitated though.
Yes, a lot of information is regurgitated, and a lot of information is fucking wrong. I just be like, these are like facts that are public record. You could go look it up if you really wanted to, but rather you would just spew a incorrect, infactual opinion.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm just like, what are we, what's not clicking here? I feel like
the internet was a mistake. We need dial-up back and floppy disk. Like, you should have to wait until somebody get off the phone so you can process a whole thought.
No, you know what? You know what I feel like needs to happen is like in schools when we were separated.
I mean, I get it. You got to be maybe our backs. Unfortunately, I hate to say stuff like this, but maybe our backs do need to get against the wall, because people think we have so much privilege that we can't lose it. And it's like, baby, we're not that far removed from not even being able to have access to the same information as these people. And now that we know that the information that they are exposed to is not only foolery but false, I don't want to be a part of anything that y'all got going on. So I damn sure don't want one of y'all's in the White House again.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things that I feel like are so important that are actively currently right now under the Biden administration. Is not a Biden's fault. It's really the Supreme Court's fault, which is all from Donald Trump. So what's not clicking for people, I don't understand that. There's so much, I feel like, just your regular everyday life as you know it is on the line, and people are just like, oh, Trump gave us $1,200. Like, you're paying for that $1,200 right now. When your rent is $2,500, that's a result of giving out $1,200. Like, these are very serious things. Even the whole Project 2025, I literally, if I could read legal jargon and it not give me such a headache, I would probably challenge myself to read all 900 pages.
And explain it to the folks like me and Sierra.
And explain it to the people. But there are some key notable things that are actively being done that have already been overturned or laws passed that are furthering the agenda. And I just don't understand why people want to think that, oh, this is just like made up. Like, that's
Can
not
we talk
real.
about that though? Because I've been hearing people say, like, what about these things, right, are not already in place? And it's like, we are talking about somebody making a national change versus things that only impact states right now. So those things that are already in place, like you're talking about reproductive rights, for example, that is on a state level, there is choice. On a national level, if we have a national ban on abortion, y'all are in trouble. If there's a national ban on having a DNC, people who have medical diagnoses that, make pregnancy complicated, they are in trouble. Gone is birth control. Gone is all of these nonprofits for endometriosis and fibroids and mutual funds, charitable organizations. It's like, y'all are thinking on a small level when it comes to these things, but we are talking, he's about to make national change, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it, because he just got, I don't remember where he was. I seen a clip of him talking about, just vote this year, and then in 4 years, you won't have to worry about this anymore.
Exactly. Like, when people say things, you really have to listen to what is being said in conjunction. He is not the smartest person on the planet. He is just a mouthpiece to get the agenda done. I don't think that Republicans actually fuck with Trump, but it's like, if we have an agenda and we have a goal, if this is the guy that we got to get behind to get what we need done, we're going to do that, and then we could be done with him. But there are a lot of notable things that, even what you just touched on, just reproductive health, maternal health, even though Roe versus Wade was overturned, now it's back in the hands of the states. You have states like Texas where maternal death rates and infant death rates are through the roof. just by putting the strictest ban on not just abortions. Like, women are dying. There's literally hospitals are sending women home, and just like, it's nothing that we could do. We can't help you. You're being sent home to miscarry or to possibly bleed out. You're sent home to just deal with that, or sit in the emergency room parking lot until it gets serious enough where they can actually step in. It's like, what are we talking about? And even outside of that, IVF, for the people that are spending $20, $30, $50,000 on IVF, they're gonna clip that. That's out of here. Your IUDs, out of here. It's gonna make it so that for Project 25, that employers can decide that they don't want to have plans that cover birth control. How else are you going to get it if not through your insurance?
And that's truly getting into the details of health plans.
Yes, that's getting into the details. The Affordable Care Act, which I don't care what anybody says, most people know it as Obamacare. Any person in college directly benefits from Obamacare. Being able to stay on your parents' health insurance until you're 26 years old, you benefit from Obamacare. They are going to end it. The $35 cap on insulin, gone. Overtime.
Medicine is expensive.
Medicine is expensive. Employers giving the option, basically say, we're not paying you overtime. Gone. It's like, people really got to really do some research and some digging and really figure out what's going on. Oh, also in that, it's going to basically abolish the 25th Amendment, which only limits presidents to 2 terms.
Which is insane.
So these other countries where they have extreme dictatorships, where the same person has been in leadership for 25 years, that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do. So it's not just about, oh, we don't want people to have abortions. Like, that is what they're putting on the forefront. But it's so much more layers to this, and so many things that are really going to extremely disrupt your everyday.
And might I add, because I brought up charitable donations. So I work on a bail fund, and one of the things that is going to go if this idiot gets voted into office is those charitable funds that pay for a bail fund. So now it's on a state level. Certain states have decided that you can post cash bail. But there are other states who have gotten rid of cash bail, so people are not sitting and waiting for them to see a judge. So this means not only will prisons and jails benefit because we, all of that letting people go, letting people out, we about to repopulate, if that's a word, prisons and jails. But poor people are going back to jail, and they're going to sit in jail, and they are probably never going to see a judge because there's going to be no such thing as cash bail. And there is going to be cash bail, and we can't afford cash bail. And there are going to be no programs to help to give cash bail. So it's just like, we already know as Black people that we are over criminalized. We are arrested left and right. They're going to bring back stop and frisk. Like, your uncle and your daddy going to be in jail.
They're actively trying to do that. They're actively trying to bring back stop and frisk. And also in Project 2025, it is basically allowing the president to enforce the death penalty whenever he or she sees fit.
Petty theft. Think about the death threat. I mean, the death penalty because you committed petty theft, because you were stealing earringbacks in Target.
Because the president said, I want you to. A man who took out a ad in a newspaper calling for the death of 5 innocent people. So it's this whole like, oh, it's far-fetched and these things can't happen. These are things that have actively been said out of this man's mouth. These are things that have actively been said over the years through anyone who is really being the front runner of the Republican Party. And I just don't understand why people was really on Joe time.
Because they are relying on checks and balances, but you have never seen the overuse of authority as you will see if he is voted into office.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get nasty, and people are really going to suffer. Getting rid of Head Start, trying to get rid of government jobs are gonna start dwindling. All the people who rely on their good government job.
Somebody said Trump said the niggas in DC making too much money. And is. That's what he said. He said, y'all making 90K? Y'all living where we live?
Honestly feel like a lot of people just are not educated and don't know. And honestly, even me sometimes, like I be needing the quick version. Like I'm not about to sit here and read all this shit. So it's like I'm the type of person, I will look up a video to explain certain things, but that's me. But certain people I know that if they knew the actual details of what was really going on, I think a lot of people's mind will change. Because I do find it interesting how many people in general are still in support of Trump. I'm like, y'all haven't seen enough? Like, just because of what? The economy? Like, I hate when people say that, because it's like,
economy here, Harvard did.
I don't think that he's going to.
Exactly.
I don't really understand that part, but whatever. But not to shift gears too much. However, I want to ask you guys, when you come across people, personally for me, I do not talk politics with people, to be honest, because I don't have the patience or the wherewithal to argue with you about why voting for Trump is dumb. So I just walk away. But when you do come across those people, whether it be, let's say, in your personal life or in the workplace or a family member or a friend or whatever, obviously you look at them differently, because it's like, what do you mean you want to vote for Trump, or you're thinking about voting for Trump? But realistically, is that cause for you to end a relationship with them? And I'm asking this because
I was ready.
I saw someone make a post, and she just was like, if you're voting for Trump, unfollow me. And she just starts going on this whole rant, which I won't even get into. But I'm like, realistically, some people don't have the luxury of removing people from their lives that are going to vote for Trump, whether that's people you work with, whether that's a family member, whether that's whatever. So like, how would you guys handle that?
Oh, I feel like I'm at the point in life, like I voted in 2016. I think that was my first time voting. I don't remember.
Obama's second term was my first, so probably, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that you're younger.
Yeah. I think 2016, and that was emotional for me because I was in college. And then this election, the last election. Am I tripping? Last election and this election, I voted. Or I'll be voting this year. So this is the first election that I have felt like the first time it was like do or die. But this time, after living under Trump's presidency, I feel like I don't have a choice but to be vocal about how I feel. Like, I got to live that as an adult, and then now as a mother, there are things that involve my child that are on the chopping block if I don't use my voice to vote. And a lot of people, I remember in 2016 when we were in college, we're talking about this third option. Like, we can vote Green Party, we can vote independent. And
there's no.
Yeah. And I'm like, we are voting based off of the majority. Y'all need to stop thinking that you are going to change something overnight by getting people to vote for somebody who they don't know anything about in an election that democracy is on the chopping block overall. And so I don't feel like I can carry relationships with people who are vocally ignorant. I can't do it. Family or friend. And I do know that there are people like probably lurking in the bushes that are like, oh, Michelle don't know who I'm gonna vote for. I've even, like, in one of my group chats, somebody was talking about voting for Kennedy, and I was like, that's the worst thing that you and everybody could do, because he is not a part of the majority. And I like went off and like nobody responded. But I was just like, I can't not say something, because it's clear that your level of understanding this thing is not clear. Like, you don't get that there is no third option. So let me explain to you. And then, like, people who joke about it, my family, like, I've seen people on Instagram saying stuff, and I'd be like, that's not cool. Like, that's not funny. Or like, I'd be like, honestly, you dead ass. So yes, I am going to have those conversations. And at this point, your political standing does matter, because that tells me a lot about what you feel about poor people. That tells me a lot about what you feel about the opioid crisis for Black people. That tells me what you think about disabled people. Like, your political standing does matter in relationship to me, because these are a lot of things that affect my everyday life. So, I mean, how I approach the conversation, depending on who the person is, it's very different. Like I have a cousin who's married to somebody who's a Trump supporter, and we were having this conversation, I think when I was pregnant, and she was like, yeah, you know, I'm a Republican, I vote Republican. And I just was looking at her like, your family grew up in the projects. Why you vote that way? And y'all know I was a little spicy when I was pregnant. So I forgot how the conversation went, but I just remember my aunt being like, we already went through this, don't bother. But I just can't understand how you, like, I get that the Republican Party as a whole is not just Trump. And there are other things that people value, like their Christian values, people talking about getting back to a traditional America. But all that spells out to me is racism. So, like, I don't really want to be around you if that's how you feel about politics. And I'm like you said a little earlier, like, I'm not that well versed in politics, but I know it black and white enough to know that you got to pick a side. You got to stay there.
So if your mother or your sister said, yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump,
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And
but
I'm
are you
going to read my mother.
cut them off though? That's the question. Are you going to end the relationship? That's the question.
I mean, like, I don't think there's much else to do. I might be packing some boxes up. Like, because I can't understand why you would feel that way. And at this point, I've heard women close to me, not my mother or my sister, but like say, I'm not voting for her just because she's a black woman. Oh, you hate yourself. Yeah, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I'm distancing myself from somebody now who has said that because I just think that's corny. Like, you got that much self-hate in you that you wouldn't vote for somebody because they're a black woman. That's what it comes down to. Like, that's what I hear. And maybe that's irrational, but like when people say, I'm not just going to do something because she is, and then inserts their own identity.
Well, I think realistically, I think that comes from the fact of a lot of people voted for Obama just because he was black, right? A lot of us, which I understand because he was the first and only of his kind. But I do think that black people, when we do have a leader that is from our community, a lot of times we think of them as ours. He's America's leader. Well, he was America's leader. He was not our leader. He was a representation of us, but he didn't belong to us. And I think with that, sometimes when I see black people giving Obama certain criticism, it comes off as if like you thought just because a black man was now the face of the country, our whole entire existence and history was going to be deleted and changed. And that's not realistic. So I understand the disappointment, but I think that we have to be realistic. Like even with Kamala, obviously there are things that all of us can say we didn't like about her or that we do like about her or whatever. And I think black people as a whole should get into the mindset of we do not own these black leaders. Sometimes does it feel like they could be pandering to us? Sure. But if that's what's going to get people out there to vote and be interested, keep pandering, bitch. Keep doing it.
But I think it's the opposite. I think Trump has tried to pander a lot.
Yes, I mean, we know that he has tried to pander to black people in the most demeaning ways. There is a way to pander in order to engage people and get people actively involved. I think what Kamala is doing and whoever is running her social media, they give them a raise. Because they understand what the voting pool is right now. There's, I think, what is like 20 million or so boomers have now had natural attrition. They have died off. Their replacement are Gen Zers who are now of legal voting age. They're basically one and one. They're being replaced. So you do have to get them that this is going to be their first election voting. As much as we get on Gen Z for some of their shenanigans, I will say that for the most part, they really realize they show up and they really realize I don't gotta take no shit from nobody.
Which is so funny because last week you were literally talking shit about Gen Z, but now it's like, I'll give you your 10s.
Our last hope right now.
I'll give you your 10s, baby.
Your 10s where it's necessary, and I'm gonna give you a pow where it's also necessary. At that drive-thru, baby, get it together. But when it comes to the election and being involved in actually making your voice heard, they be getting it done.
So, I am they're critical thinking sometimes, right? I don't want to say that they're wrong. I despise.
I mean, they're young,
auntie, right? But I don't want to become an auntie that's always like, but you're wrong, because sometimes they be right. So one of the things that they pointed out that really has been like, is her standing on Palestine, right? Her as a vice president, her priority and what she has focused on is domestic terrorism. Like, she has talked a lot about domestic terrorism, but also talked about like our international threats. And so her support of Israel has been a hot topic because she put out a statement yesterday calling Palestinians and people who were like speaking against them and speaking against people who are protesting. And I don't want to misspeak. So I might have to double back on that one. But she put out a statement and they were like, see, this is the person y'all want us to vote for. She is anti-Palestine. She's in support of Israel. And I was just like sitting with that because I'm like, if anything that of everything I've known about her is truly a disappointment, but then you have to think she's not our president. She's not the people's president. She is the United States presidential candidate. And as a VP, she has to be against threats that may come to us, things that we, everyday people don't know about. And unfortunately, that does mean, things we care about, like Palestine. In her heart's heart, she may be like, yo, we need to ceasefire. But she can't appeal to Republicans. She can't, when they're at the table making negotiations and having these conversations, she has to make a decision for the entire country and what is safe for us.
And I hope I don't sound ignorant when I say this, free Palestine and all the things, we are all in support of that. However, I do think that I'm a very much so of a person like, okay, what can we do right now? What is the solution right now? And I feel like right now, there is nothing we can do about Palestine as far as us as everyday Americans. Sure, you can go online and show your support. You can donate. I don't know where the money's going, who's getting it, but whatever you feel like you need to do. But I don't think this is the appropriate time to use the issues that are going on with Palestine as a part of like the political and president candidate race as of right now, because we have so much on the line. And I'm not saying Palestine's not important, because it is, but it's kind of like you got to make sure your home is straight before you go out there and save the homeless. You know what I mean? So hopefully I don't sound ignorant when I say that, but I really want people to stop nitpicking on so many different things and let's just focus on what we need to focus on in this proper moment.
Well, even with that, Trump was the alternative to her, if we're talking international relations, is us being at war with damn near everybody. If we
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Let's focus on getting Kamala Harris in that damn seat.
Yeah, like baby, you ain't never seeing Cuba again. Like I remind y'all, right? Of all of the things that y'all only see as luxury as people's true livelihood.
Yeah, like, and what I can say is she seems as like very like open and receptive to criticism and hearing people's thoughts and opinions. Like she sat down with like a lot of people that you wouldn't think, like whether that be Jason Lee, like, like why would a politician invite Jason Lee into their chamber to talk about different issues within the Black community or different things on the back end that we don't know about, which he also ran for, is it city council or something in his hometown? So, and he won. Yeah.
Jason Lee is on the city council.
He's been making big changes.
Is crazy.
So exactly, there's a lot of people that are doing things that you wouldn't think that they would be doing. So I'm like, I think we can be very critical of people that we don't need to be critical of when it comes to certain things. Stick to the plot, babe. And I guess that's what I'm saying.
Honestly, speaking to myself, because I was just like, what the fuck, Jason Lee? We was complaining a lot. But lots of people complain about people not using their influence for good. Exactly. Y'all need to be in office. Y'all need to be having better conversations. Y'all need to be on the front line at Poor People's March and all the other marches that happen down in DC. Y'all need to be in the front lines because y'all have the influence. And I think Jason Lee being in that room with her and being able to like have that conversation on a different level is important for people to see, because again, going back to how people, quote unquote, don't know, we have too much access to the internet. But I do think that Teray needs to do like a myth busting kind of TikTok thing.
Oh, I've already been on her ass.
Like this is not for Wikipedia children.
Not the only people, and sometimes I just be like, do I really want to expose myself to that on Beyonce's internet?
The fact that people don't know certain things are not true is scary. So we need you on the front.
The way I explained it, it's like you're giving the baby candy, but there's medicine in the candy. So there are ways that you can do it very lightheartedly. But that's going to be up to you. And I say that because
y'all
when you get
know,
to talking, you just be
a melatonin gummy. Here you go,
so
babe.
you gonna have to smoke a blunt and then do it. So you're leveled out.
yeah, because I don't have time for stupid shit. And the second people start saying stupid shit, I'll just be like, huh? What are we
Girl,
talking about? That
that
be the
is the
thing.
nature of the beast.
That be the
You
thing
should
that
name your segment "Seta Beta Detta," etc. That's cute. I like that.
no.
I'll try. But I think that is going to be necessary because even
I said
the
politics
clips
for
that people
bad bitches.
believe, I like that. Politics for bad bitches. Put it on a shirt. I would love to wear that. Okay, with the QR code. This follow her. I really think that that's important. Is controversy and chaos about to start is that going to be our effort to get people to the polls?
Yeah, I mean, we could do like a voters registration thing.
Yes,
Trust me, Michelle, I've already been on her ass like probably once or twice a week. I'm like, hey Trey, did you think about? And I know she'd be like, can you leave me alone? But I don't care. I'm going to keep bothering you because
and I think it's a great effort because like Black Girls Vote, I was on a call with them and they didn't raise money, but they were talking about how everybody can use their skill set to mobilize. Everybody's efforts looks different. And I think that would be great for you to very and controversy and chaos will back it and we'll have, we'll promote that. But I think
we'll do some joint posts,
Yeah. It's just one of those things. This is like, I feel like it's not until like situations like this that I actually realize that these are things that I care about. Like, I don't think that I be paying attention to politics, but I actually really do be paying attention. Like, even when people just be like, oh, well, what has Kamala done as VP? And where has she been? And I just be like, hold on. Like,
you walk that one down. You walk that one down.
Let's reel it back in. What are we saying here? And I just be like, what vice president do you remember what they did? Tell me what Joe Biden did as vice president, other than make videos with Obama.
I can't tell you any other vice president's name other than what was Trump's dude? Oh, I learned that Pence. Didn't know his name. I know Biden, George Bush.
Who was running alongside not Vance. Who? Mitt Romney. I don't know what I just said.
Who Mitt Romney?
He was running against Obama.
No, but who's the vice president for George Bush?
Dick Cheney.
Who the fuck?
Yeah.
See, I don't know the vice president.
And I don't remember anything that he did. I just remember Bush hates Black people. That's all I remember from his presidency.
I can tell you hella presidents, but I can't tell you the vice. I can't tell you the chief of staff. I could tell you Olivia Pope.
Exactly. That's what it just boils down to. Some things is just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it just kind of be willful ignorance. It's like we could look these things up. You can look up somebody's qualities. You could really just, and sometimes it's just a quick Google search. You could just type it in Google real quick and boom, AI is going to give you the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't even really
that's why
you reading it.
That's why for me, it's like, I know I'm not ignorant to the fact that when it comes to politics and government things, I'm a little ignorant. Now, I don't want to say ignorant. I'm just not as knowledgeable is what I'll say. So if there are things I want to know, yes, I'll look it up. But I think the conversation you're talking about, I literally said, what did I say? I said something about, I don't know what she has done on the back end, meaning like, I know she's done things, but I don't know what they are because
she's done her job. She's done what vice presidents are supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it's a difference between saying that and saying like she ain't did shit.
Yeah,
like,
there's a clear difference, and that's what I take issue with. It's just like, what are we talking about here?
But also,
the person
before
that
we
makes
move on to
the majority of the executive decisions, all of the decisions of just how government is run. Every stack of bills ain't just sitting on the president's desk like, oh, sign this one, don't sign this one. No, there's Senate meetings, there's Congress, there's so much other stuff going on. Those are the things that people really should be paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
People were not paying attention in government, which is why for the Politics for Baddie segment, episode number 1, we need to break down. You are going to break down the different one, the branches of the government, because people are dumb. I do know the branches. One, the branches of the government. Okay. Then
and
the
what
jobs.
they do.
Yeah. And then the jobs and the duties of said people in those branches. And then we can get into the Harris Trump race and all the other shit. But first, come on.
Okay.
The bare minimum first.
Get in the booth,
first. And I really don't have an excuse when my makeup is already done.
Yep. Get in the booth, bitch.
Okay. Usually I can.
And you ain't gotta argue with a soul, because I like the creep.
I will, because when the comments start coming, I'm going to be in the comments like,
tag we in.
Okay, class, break out your notebooks.
If you need ChatGPT,
I'm doing a pop quiz right now.
They can organize it for you, and you can
don't
just
fail.
Make
don't
it sound
fail
good.
me, Daddy.
And I'm glad that you brought up.
We here.
Daddy's here at the polls. Okay.
I'm glad that you brought up ChatGPT, because as intelligent as ChatGPT and AI is, right? People are using it and they're still incorrect about so many things. How are you using something that is intelligent for you to still be dumb? And I just want to say that man, I don't know if y'all have been seeing that man that get on the plane and he record everybody's reactions of his shirt, and it say attorney general, voting for the attorney general or something like that, and then voting for the criminal or something, and people be, and that part is checked off, and people be walking by, he just smiling. I just be like, yo, if I was on a plane, I'd be on a no-fly list, because I'd slap in the back of his fucking head. What? Like, and he's black. What's wrong with niggas? Can we say that on here, niggas? I don't know. But
not can we say that on here?
I'm tired.
I don't know. It just be like, it's really time to be serious. Mm-hmm. Like, I know we are very unserious people, and we are a very unserious age group as millennials, and even more unserious the younger we get. When we start getting to Gen Z's very unserious. Mm-hmm. Right now, we got to put that shit to the side, and we have to be serious. There is just, your daily life is on the line. I know typically it's like, oh, that's what happens that's what your senators should be doing. That's what your city council people should be doing. This is what this, but I just feel like at this point, there's so many things actively being done to basically take all that away. We're seeing it. The laws that are being overturned at record speeds, they're going 6-3 every single time. That 6-3 Supreme Court stacking is also a direct result of Donald Trump. So pay attention. Pay attention.
We need to wake up.
And
wake up now.
Save our souls.
Yeah. We need to wake up now. We need to bring back the hashtag wake up now, because y'all sleep.
But don't bring them back.
Yeah, don't bring them niggas back. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry. I just got like riled up. Like,
can't wait to see the first ep.
Yeah. We can sit down and talk about it and plan it out, so you can record like maybe 3-4 videos today. I don't think that's too much to ask for. You're already here.
10-minute clips.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Bitch.
3
I'll edit for you. Just put them in the cloud. I'll edit it for you.
Yeah. If I gotta do politics for baddies, baby, we need to put this. We gotta learn it, and we gotta learn it quick. We don't have 2 minutes.
5,
and
6,
we need a pop quiz at the end of the video. Pop quiz.
Oh, I like that. I love that.
What did we learn
people can
today?
retain. They slow.
Yeah.
What did we learn today?
A little teach back. Yeah, a little teach back.
Teach one. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
It's better than No Child Left Behind.
Because a lot of people is behind.
They are left.
They should have been, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can close that off. So yesterday was the opening of the Olympics, and I honestly, I feel like there's been so much promo for the Olympics. I was like, wait, the Olympics ain't happened yet? This was open.
I didn't know it was over. I didn't know it was over weeks. I thought it was
16 days. Yeah.
God damn.
I know the actual from like opening ceremony, it's 16 days, but I thought, like, I have been seeing clips of people who are currently in the Olympics. I thought the Olympics was already happening. I will tell you, I don't necessarily
it's because
watch the Olympics.
So if you follow, like, let's say, the gymnasts like Simone Biles and things like that, like you see their clips come up, I believe we've been seeing it because they did the first part to see who was going to make the team, the US team.
Okay.
And then once you make the teams, you go and, you know, yeah.
Okay, so it's like you have to qualify
yeah.
for the Olympics to even be considered to be on a team. And then you have to get chosen to be on the team. And then we Olympics.
Yeah, so like even Simone Biles, like she's the greatest and she still tries out. Like it's like a tryout, but we see it, you know.
To see my girl Sha'Carri on that essay, it really did something to my heart.
Man, them damn Jamaicans hate her so bad, and I love it.
Yes. But for the opening ceremony, Celine Dion sang, which, you know, she is French, and she sang.
The Jamaicans were still represented. She's Jamaican.
She's Canadian.
She is just Jamaican.
I thought she was French. Is she from like
she's
French side of Canada?
I think
my
so.
bad, Celine.
Yeah.
By way of,
I'm like, because she definitely speaks French.
Yeah, because she's from the French. Was it not Quebec, but she's from the French side. Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't like way off, but yeah, Celine Dion was out there singing, and I was just like, because she hasn't sang in so long from her medical condition, so to actually get up there and do the opening ceremony for the Olympics, I was just like, wow, that is like,
she sound beautiful.
Yeah, she sound amazing. So that was just like amazing. And then our favorite Virgo, I'm like, how did she manage to just pop up? I'm like,
how did they manage to get her to pop up?
Blue Ivy cleared it.
Yes. Her manager said, girl, get out there in Olymp and let's go. Run this promo.
Well, I will say Jordan, her last name starts with a C. She's on the gymnast team with Simone.
Yes.
She did her like tryout, for lack of better words, performance, her floor performance to like a montage of like different Beyonce songs. And I was like, oh my God, it would be so cool if Beyonce backed them. So to see it actually happen, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. I'm like, listen, she gonna push that country cowboy album.
It is very USA.
This is like, if she or Blue Ivy ever had a marketing masterclass, I am signing up.
I love how we put Blue Ivy to work.
Yeah,
she be working.
She be working.
Oh my God, the check's clear
every time. So yeah, so I just had to touch on that because now finally it's the Olympics. I thought they've been happening, but
I know
nothing games begin. I guess
it's a lot of lead up to it, and I think that like the things that they have to, because last night we were watching on Netflix this like docuseries on Netflix about like, you know, the people training to go to Olympics and all this stuff. I'm gonna watch Simone's today, but I really think that like the things that they go through mentally, physically, and all of the things, it's a lot. Like I personally, I don't know how I would feel about my kids wanting to be like a gymnast. I feel like the USA teams, like the basketball players, is different. Yes, you train your entire life, but like I really be feeling like gymnasts specifically, and a lot of people like that do the track events, they just be so miserable. Like they have to go through so much. And I'm like, I don't know, like if Celine was like, oh mom, I want to be a gymnast, I don't know if I really would want to do that. Like,
to do it at that level. Like it's like, yeah, you could do it. Like if you want to do gymnastics, that's just like a hobby as a class. But once you turn to the thing of now we're competing and we're like, it was the same thing. I think we had a conversation about people putting their kids in like travel sports. It's, you know, it's kind of the same thing. I think different sports, they require a different level of physicality. And I think things like gymnastics, the physical aspect of it, it's so hard. The training, you have to train your body every single day. You have to stretch every single day. There's just so much that goes into it, and not just outside of the sport. I mean, we've seen it. It's out there that gymnasts and that whole like world can be very predatory.
Oh yeah.
So that adds just like an extra layer of that just adds like an extra layer on top of it. It's like, would I really want to expose my kid to this?
Yeah,
because
no,
it's a lot. I mean, there have been so many gymnasts that have come out and talked about the abuse that they experienced at the hands of people that were in charge of their development, their trainers, their doctors, things like that. So it's just like, it kind of begs the question, like, how do you even really sign up or sign off on that when it's like you don't even really know if you can trust these people? And also the girls, or there's male gymnasts, but the people in the sport wanting something so bad, and kind of just their personal security and I guess I was about to say safety, their personal safety is kind of on the back burner to their ambition. So I feel like it's difficult.
And not to mention the lengths that people will go to get to where they want to be. For example, y'all know I love like random historical things. So on TikTok, there's this guy, he does a series, and he pretty much told us about how, I can't remember their names right now, two white women, they were competing to go to the Olympics. And I think were they gymnasts? Yeah, they were gymnasts. And one of them hired her husband and someone else to unalive her opponent. It didn't work. The lady ended up coming back after an injury and like still beating her. And then it all got exposed. So it's like, you did all that so that you could win and you still lost. Like, that's crazy. I've never wanted anything that bad in my entire life. I'm sorry. Ever.
Yeah, same situation happened in figure skating. Same thing.
Was she a figure skater or was she a gymnast? One of them.
If it was two white women, I think you're. No, they were teenagers, I think.
Oh, no. These are grown women.
Yeah.
So sounds familiar, but I think it was a Lifetime movie.
It probably was turned into one.
It was probably
based on real life.
Based on a true story.
But yeah, it's just like the lengths that people will go to win at that level. It's beyond me. I've never wanted anything so badly, but I mean, I guess people do it, and we watch every 4 years, 8 years.
Every 8. I feel like the Olympics just happened.
I thought it's 4. It's 4.
I think maybe, but they also have like Summer Olympics and then like Winter Olympics.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. That. I think the most recent one I remember seeing was a Winter Olympics.
Because the whole Sha'Carri thing, that was how many years ago? That was like 4 years ago, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it was that long ago.
Yeah, because she was trying to qualify for the Olympics at that time.
Okay. So.
But yeah, and anyway, there's that. I have an interesting question for you guys.
What do you think?
It probably doesn't apply to me and Sierra, but Michelle, it applies to you.
Great. Can't wait.
First episode back, got to put you on the hot seat. Do you be shooting your shot with these men's? How does that work out for you?
Do tell, pray tell.
Do you okay, wait. Do you feel like, is this like a new thing of you shooting your shot? Or is it just kind of like, do you feel like it's out of necessity of like, okay, I'm tired of waiting for people to approach me, so now I'm just going to do the approaching?
Recently, I think a change of heart of like, I'll do the approaching after, y'all remember that episode. But I think, so I'm doing the approaching now, like if I do see something I'm interested in, just because, someone I'm interested in, just because like I can have what I want, and if it's available, why am I waiting for you to say something? Because that clip, it's not funny, but the clip of the lady, but she'd be like, I love that autistic man, right? It charged me to think about something. Autism aside, right? It charged me to think like a lot of these men don't have proper social skills, so a lot of people don't know how to approach people. In conversations with my other single friends, they be like they're having a hard time dating, but the dating rules on the internet say that a man should already come knowing these things. So I give a lot of grace in like that men don't always know how to approach, right? They were in the same pandemic as the rest of us, and a lot of them are lacking social skills. So I just started approaching people. I don't really like it, I'll be honest, because I want to be courted. I want somebody to like desire me, like, and also I know like in college, right? I was thinking about this, about how this guy, I knew he was going to this game, And I went to the game, and I never really used to go to basketball games, but I went and I was like, let me make sure my nails are done because I don't want to be there in our little section with him and my nails are not done. So I painted my nails, and what happened? The way I set up that plot, it worked because guess what he used as an opener to talk to me? Yes. He was like, I like that color on you. That's a really nice color. I was like, oh, thank you. And we started talking. And then I bagged him and tagged him in college like that. So I just feel like
you were like indirectly doing it. You was more so just like,
oh, I am not very obvious.
That's not a shot. That's
to me, that's shooting my shot. I set the play up. Like
there's levels to it. So
I am very good at setting up a play. Like if I want something, I'm probably not that girl that's gonna be like, yo, what's up? Unless I'm talking to the person, like a person that I've been dealing with for a while, and I'm like, all right, shooting my shot, and that means what are we doing? Or like, if I want to do something, I'm just gonna say I want to do it. But that's also pretty new, like because I really haven't been talking to anybody else for like a long time. And now that's like my yes or no answer. Like if I say I want something, you say like no, or it's always a problem. I'm like, all right, well, see you. But so that's fairly new too. But yeah, I'm more of a like I set up my play, I scope out my target, and then I set up the play. That's how I.
Okay, so you're not like a sniper. You just not like, oh, no, I like you and I want you. And
last time I was sniping.
You missed. That's not really a sniper.
I missed, exactly. So I'm gonna stick to setting my play. Be like, this person.
That was your practice. You that was your first time at the range.
Yeah, but I'm never doing it again. Like I think I do better at like setting up my play. Like,
yeah.
For example, like it's this guy. His birthday. He's a Leo, and I'm not interested. But we've been talking about like meeting up for a while. So now I know I'm gonna be like, hey, like we should just like go celebrate Leo season. I'm trying,
Okay.
So that's a shot. That's a shot.
I would give that a shot, but it's more like, so it's like you kind of have to know that some interest is there on both ends in order for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, not in like a.
Not just like I just walked in a room and I'm pulling up. Like I think you're cute. Now I want to talk to you.
That's why that's what I have against shooting my shot, because I do see people and it's like, yo, just feel the vibe first. Like just enjoy your time. You ain't gotta go in with the goal of.
Sometimes it's worth it to just
never know.
Be the times that you just be like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and then it works out, and you're like.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get back to being a flirty girl because I've realized that I am not
girl. I'm scared.
Aww. Not even scared, but I just like, as much as I say like I want to like have a partner, I'm so awkward. Like when a man talk to me, sometimes I be feeling like, am I supposed to be doing this? I don't know what's wrong with me. So I'm about to get back into my flirty girl bag. I'm gonna start playing with my hair. Yeah, you want to go out?
Okay, I'll do that
right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that voice.
I'm really good at flirting, but I'm good at flirting when it's the target.
Don't flirt like that.
No,
because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
I'm sitting at the bar, and I'm just like,
Like she keep moving her hair. She got lice. Like,
listen. Oh my god! One time I was at the bar. This is like. I guess this is still. I was talking like me and the guy were cool, and I was at the bar and I was breastfeeding at the time. Like I was still breastfeeding. I breastfed for mad long. Please.
No, I was just like the way you set that up. Was that you were breastfeeding at the bar?
No, like my body was still breastfeeding at this point. And he asked me to go out for a drink. And I was like, well, I'm not really drinking, but I'll like have a glass of wine. So we at the bar or whatever. And I started leaking. And at this point, I shouldn't have been leaking because she was like a year and a half old. I'm like, yo, why is there still milk coming out my breast? So I'm sitting there. He was like, you good? And we were supposed to, go back so much.
You would have gave that man a white shower, not a golden shower.
He might have liked it, but I don't know.
Somebody has tasted my breast milk before. We went away for the weekend.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No, Yeah, plenty of people have tasted. I feel like every friendship group be like, let me try that. Let me try this a little bit.
I definitely was like, let me get a shot.
Oh my
I was
God.
just gonna let that
And
go.
you know what's wrong? That day, Ciara's a sicko because Ciara really was like, yeah, I'll try it. Come on.
It took you that long to figure it out? It took you
No, it's the fact that I can still see the visual in my head. Like, she was so serious. Like, she walked from the kitchen and was like, put it here. I'll try it. Oh my Lord. But yeah,
Well,
the guy who tasted it, he was like, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but like it had came out, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't take no pump with us when we went. I'm like 2 hours
you
home
didn't even have no pads or nothing
because I wasn't actively breastfeeding. It would just, when your body is
exactly. So if you know you are going to get, then you should have. I don't understand. Sometimes I just don't understand you. Like,
yeah, I was like, I was newly.
Those moments.
I hadn't done that. In my defense, this is my first time outside since having a kid. So, like, outside with a man since having kids. So I didn't know.
Now you just leaking all over the place.
How long did you breastfeed?
Like 2 years.
Too long. But not like nonstop. Like, she was drinking other stuff. But 2 years. When she was 2, I was finally like, all right, nigga, back up. You gotta go.
Wow. Yeah, it's real strict around these parts. I thought I was doing something.
Yeah, the next baby might get a year. Maybe.
You know, I clipped that little bird's wings. I'm out of here, kid. Back up.
Get off of me.
Bye.
No,
we need separation.
Celine still be on me talking about, mommy, where your boobs? Lifting up my shirt, where your boobs? I'm like, go away.
Rubbing your
her hand in
nipples,
there
like,
all the time, pinching them, talking about, ouch. Like, girl, yes, it hurts. Get off me.
I'm glad this one don't do that no more. She used to like put her hand in my shirt to go to sleep, and I was like, that is not okay. Because then you walking up to strangers doing that when you need to be asleep. No.
Yep, she sure do. But it's funny because I do that to myself, or I go like this, and Celine does it too, and I'm like,
oh my God. That, or I put my hands between my legs when I'm cold.
It's a nice comforting thing,
Yeah.
Anyway, so
anyway,
inadvertently shoot your shot. You're not a direct shooter.
You're not a sharp shooter.
No, because I still, while I have grace, I still want to be desired. I want somebody.
But I don't think that stops people from being I don't know, I don't date, but I don't think that necessarily means like they don't desire you. I think it's just a matter of the same way that you don't walk up to men think the exact same way. There are men who have never pursued someone and always never initially pursued someone, that wait for women to come to them
and give them the oop.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I know that people don't have that. Like, that don't really happen often. Listen, I don't know. The next person I see that I'm interested in, I'm gonna be like, you single? Me too.
I don't even think you have to even do all that. I just think that, like, men, especially like in today's age, a lot of them are either nonchalant or too thirsty. So the men that are in between,
I need a little chalant in mine.
I think the men that have the little chalant to them, that are in the middle, that are not thirsty, they do respect the oop. Like, you throw it at them, they gonna catch it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I'm a believer in putting yourself in a position to be putting yourself in a position to be approached. I think a lot of times we as women can be very unapproachable. Like,
in college, men used to
look unavailable.
The boys used to say that I intimidated them, and that was so weird. Like, this one guy, I remember him saying that, and I asked his friends. He was like, "Well, you do intimidate. Like, you intimidate us. Like, I can see why he said that." And I'm like,
dang, what you
why are you intimidated by me?
You have to put yourself in a position to be approached. If you standing there ill-grilling with your arms crossed,
I wasn't like that in college though. I was very.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
Oh, she doing this, she doing that, and I'm just here. So maybe she not my type, or maybe like I'm not her type. Rather, I mean, I do like that men feel that way because know yourself, honey. But it get to a point where it's like this guy, the guy that I was like seeing for a long time, he was on some it was almost as if he wanted to say, like, you too good for me. And I was like, think more of yourself, because I know you're a great person. You have great things going on for yourself, but you also need to believe people when they start to act like that, because it can turn into something very violent.
Yeah, because it's like, why are you saying that?
Yeah. Luckily, he wasn't that kind of guy, but for anybody else, like my ex, if he said that to me, like, I think you too good for me, in retrospect, yeah. Like, yeah. Don't.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'll try to shoot my shot. I told you I'm gonna try to shoot my shot with this one person. There's actually two people that I have on the docket that I'm gonna see about.
You're gonna see a man about a horse.
If I have to do politics for baddies, you got to start getting in the gym.
I don't want to, and it's crazy because it's like, I ain't trying to have sex with y'all. I don't want y'all to think that's what this is.
Okay.
Let's just
Nobody
was talking about
I feel like but that's what I feel like when a woman is approaching a man, I feel like they automatically be like, oh, she trained to go.
But it depends on your approach. If you going up to him talking about, oh yeah, you fine. Yeah, I'm gonna think you want to fuck. Yeah.
Well, I ain't talking to nobody who ugly, so I feel like
but why is that your?
Just be like, you beautiful, like you look good today. Thanks. What's that?
You could just you could take a compliment, you could give a compliment with it just being just that. Now, if you want to fuck, then hey, do what you gotta do.
My advice would be, then if they have a nice fragrance, maybe compliment the fragrance. Compliment something about them. Not this is not for you. This is just for women in general. Like compliment or start a conversation about them or something that you observe. Not just, damn, babe, you fine. I mean, that's what I used to do.
You fine now. Babe, you know you fine. The men do be fine now. I don't know.
They do, but they don't need to know that they fine, because then
like when I shot my shot to that man during the last episode, I asked him if he fixed pipes because he worked on pipes in the city. No, I said, do you fix leaks? And I was just saying, but I was like, Michelle, that's nasty.
But I feel like that's also different because there's a level of familiarity.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. But some things we could not say that.
Yeah, we could.
I don't know what else to say.
We could, because we could say other things. You know, okay.
Because if we want the men to approach women without saying, "Damn, babe, you fine," you know, the girls could do the same.
Yes, and I just feel like from the people that I do know that are dating, and just like how the dating pool just has shit in it, you gotta have to change your strategy in order to make some shit shake. So maybe if waiting for people to come to you, because I know like a long-term like committed relationship is what you want, sometimes you gotta just change your approach. And it doesn't mean that, okay, if I'm the person that makes the initial contact, that person doesn't want me or that person doesn't desire me. I'm just cracking the door. You still got to come forth and do your part of the job, because I'm still a lady at the end of the day. But just like, instead of just like waiting, like, I'm going to put it out there that I like you or whatever it is.
I'm interested.
At least break the ice to know that, okay, I'm receptive. If you feel the same way, I'm receptive to it, and then we can proceed forward. But I think it's all about just like putting yourself out there. I equate it to the same thing as if you can sign up for a dating site and set all these profiles up, you can shoot your shot, because essentially that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, get in the gym, girl.
We'll see.
Didn't you used to play basketball? Go practice,
girl. Let me insert the picture.
On the court.
Let me insert the picture.
Insert the picture. Get on the court.
I don't know. Okay. I'm ready for somebody to just be like, I've been watching you for a long time. You want to get married? Okay.
I wouldn't even like that, because why you been watching so long? And what have you been observing? Like, what have you been observing?
That's another thing. The internet, it gives people access, right? But y'all don't be using that access for good, right? People be saying, y'all be talking about who y'all are. So when y'all suitors come up to you, they know too much about you. Good. You should know what kind of flower I like, what color it is, what kind of food I'm into. Already at the door, have the surprises waiting, know how to set up a good date. if you're gonna use or judge people off of what they share on the internet, use it for good.
Okay,
Especially
I
when
have
it
a
comes to
question.
dating. Although I don't share stuff like that.
And this will be very brief, but I was just like thinking back about my relationship and things, right? And without getting too deep, I definitely feel, Matt, I know you're going to listen, so I'm sorry, but I definitely feel like that nigga love bombed me, but I was receptive to the love bombing because it was just so different and alluring, because it's like you're love bombing me, but you're still also mysterious. Like you're chasing me, but you're not chasing me too much. But then like on a random day, you'll just love bomb the shit out of me and then you'll retreat a little bit. I don't know.
So now
I
you're
think,
looking for it. Like, what's going on?
yeah. So I think it's
He
just
was not.
interesting.
I feel it sounded like he was like showing you he was interested, but also giving you
like I wouldn't like equate it to love bombing, because
No, it was
I
love
would
bombing.
associate with love bombing with like negative.
You had beef with him or something?
No, I
don't
can
think love. I
associate
guess
love bombing
what
with
I'm
like
saying is,
negativity, like
but
you
I
kind
don't.
of like control, like it's like you liked me really fast in the beginning, and then you really trying to manipulate me in the back end. Not necessarily like.
I think we all manipulate each other.
For sure, there's some manipulation.
So do I think there was some manipulation there? Sure, not negatively, but I definitely think there was some like, I'm gonna love bomb the shit out of this girl to set myself apart from anybody she ever thought she liked, so that she'll never have the thought again.
Yes.
So yeah, there was definitely love bombing there,
She'll never
and
think.
she'll never even process a thought.
Oh, word.
Blink twice. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think I say all that to say, I think a lot of things within the dating world, the hot button words, let's take some of that power back. I don't think a woman shooting her shot should be seen as negative. I don't think a man love bombing
or desperate.
Right. I don't think love bombing should necessarily be negative unless you don't like what you're receiving. You know what I mean? I think sometimes, depending on where you're at in your dating journey, love bombing is healthy because it shows you that if he wants to, he will. You know?
I think
like, yeah.
When I think about it, I think about like certain times that I've said something and like a man has been like smelling himself, and it's like, I didn't approach you because you're the prize. Like I don't know what it is with men and them loving to bring up that like, oh, so men are the prize. Shut up. Like, no, I just simply seen you and I thought you were interesting, and now I don't because you're a fucking idiot. So that'd be my problem. Like, y'all be having too much dip on your chip. I'm not approaching you because I think you're the prize. I approached you because I think you look good, or like I know something about you and I think that that's pretty interesting and I want to get to know you. Or like they would be like, oh, you like what you see. I'm not trying to fuck you on this table. I'm just trying to see, what you are about. Like what your conversation is like.
I think some of it is
it
like,
depends.
I think some of it is like you got to kind of loosen up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
because like because if somebody is like, oh well, oh, you like what you see, like as a woman, I would say some shit like that, and it's not in a matter of, oh, I'm trying to fuck right now, like I might. Like, it's just conversation. I be watching Love Island, Too Hot to Handle. Like, it's just banter, okay? It's literally just a little chat. Banter. It's just banter.
I'm gonna pull you for a chat.
Yeah. Yes. Like, sometimes it's just like, I guess, bringing some personality. I'm gonna start
pulling my husband for a chat.
Yeah, it's just bringing some kind of like personality and just like easiness into the conversation. It's just like kind of breaking the ice. It's like, oh, you like what you see? Okay, it's like, oh, okay, she's cool. Like, I can continue with the conversation.
She has a personality.
Yeah, she has a personality. Humor. She can take a joke. Like, she can make a joke. So some things, I think you kind of just need to like relax a little bit, because it's not that. If you know that you're not trying to fuck nobody, then what we talking about? If you really wanted to give somebody that kind of energy, you know how to do that. If you're not,
I got the sex appeal. The sex appeal's there.
Yeah, so it's just like, why is that even a factor? Like, you don't have to preface it or kind of have like the attitude around it as of like strict hard barrier. I'm not trying to fuck you. It's like, okay, bitch, I didn't ask yet. Like, we can't even get there because
that's the problem though. Like, that's the problem. It's always insinuated, right? Like with the men, I feel like
But men think they're dicks, so it's always going to be. Yeah. It's always going to be, no matter what. I feel like even as married people, you could be like, "Oh, the wind is blowing," and for somehow a sexual
blow me
out of it. It's like
you should blow me next. Like, whoa,
like whoa, buddy.
How did we get here?
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of being that girl. I do that all the time. I'd be like,
exactly. So it's just like it's the exact same thing. Like, yeah, it's like clearly it's lighthearted. It's a joke. As long as everybody is comfortable in the situation, it's fine. But it's okay to have like some lightheartedness, and you're not going to get rid of it, especially when it comes to men. Men think with their dicks, no matter single, married, geriatric, whatever.
Geriatric is crazy.
Listen, that thing still jump.
It's still
Ryan McKnight taught us that. He's still jumping.
It's it's still the same. So you ain't never getting away from that. Never.
Yeah. You should be happy about that.
But we'll see if I'm going to have the fun that I don't really desire to do anything. I just want to, go on some dates, have some fun. I just, want to kick it. I'm not looking for nothing specific, but if it comes, thank God. Especially because life is chaotic and hectic enough. I don't want nothing that is going to be difficult. Like, I'm tired of having conversations with people about why I don't particularly want to date baby daddies. Like,
I don't think we can get into another episode.
Yes, that will take.
It won't take long.
No, we're done.
Because it's no.
Now they're gonna be like, why she won't date baby daddies and she baby mama?
Well, find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Duh.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I feel like we've got a lot accomplished. Everybody has their responsibilities. I now have to start Politics for Baddies, a TikTok series. So follow me.
I'm not doing dating content.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that. But you need to get your ass back in the gym and get your game together.
Oh, you know what you should do? When you're journaling, because I know you're a journaling ass bitch, you should write down okay, here are a couple lines that I'll use the next time
the way you be writing raps in your phone, write your pickup lines.
Yeah.
Write your pickup lines and go test them out, and then come back and be like, this one was an 8 out of 10, or this one.
When I go to a bar by myself, I'd be like, "Hey, you come here often?" I should say that. Like,
I don't know. It might be a little
around. I haven't really dipped in that pool.
It might be a little weird, but that probably would get the job done.
Literally, like a hotel bar, like a nice hotel in your downtown area.
I only go to Hotel DuPont. Okay, that's my spot. I got out of that.
Yeah,
not you lurking at that spot. That's your hunting ground.
But only white men, and I go there for safety. I can valet my car, go in, have me a drink, talk to the bartenders, and I don't know. I mean, it ain't the crowd where the people that I be looking for, but the Delaware. Let me just tell y'all. Living here has exposed me to so many truths, and it is that people our age, they live in a bubble here. The professionals, most of them are not only Greek, but they are very they all went to the same schools together. They grew up around each other. They are in a bubble.
Thank you.
There's lots of Black people here, but they all so corny.
Outjacks.
There's no their personality trait is they went to Del State, or their personality trait is that they are Greek, or their personality trait is their profession. There's nothing else to them.
Well, that's small town living for you, babe. Sorry.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it here.
That's pretty,
they're whack.
That's living in general.
Well, yeah, living in general, because even I could see that even being a situation in Atlanta too. All right, it's different sectors. Okay, if you're not a scamming nigga, are you into reality TV? Are you a content creator, a podcaster? Are you a rapper? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find that issue really anywhere, honestly.
Silos everywhere. So I mean, it is. I feel like don't make it.
Yeah, it's don't make Jersey. You from Delaware?
Don't make excuses, because that's all I'm hearing right now. Okay?
No, I'm saying it's whack. Because they're from Delaware.
So,
well, what that is not.
You chose to be there.
Yeah, but I'm from Newark.
Okay, so take your ass back to Newark.
Take your ass back to Newark.
Y'all are missing it. Y'all are from Delaware. I'm from Newark.
So take your
Delaware.
ass back.
Okay, then take your ass back to Newark or Pleasantdale or
The
whatever.
men are fine.
And
the men in Newark, they are fine.
But do you want to marry those men?
No, because if my family don't know them, I know somebody who know them. So that's on the chopping block. Maybe I'll just come back to Maryland.
Okay. So again, enough with the excuses.
A little 4'11" Baltimore man.
Whoa.
4'11".
Okay.
All right, wrap this up, dummy.
Yeah, we're done. No more talking for you, Michelle. Shh, quiet. More.
How about getting in?
Because I was closing it out, and then you said, I actually, I got something else. Nothing else. We're done. You have your homework.
Wait, what's my homework?
You're the editor.
Okay. Gotcha.
There we go. You are the editor in
Stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. Absolutely.
Exactly. So yeah, that was episode 30. It got political. It got dating.
Got a little personal.
Politics and sticks.
What more can you ask for?
Politics and coochies. What did you say?
What?
Politics and sticks. Because I'm a sharpshooter. Oh. Well, I'm not a sharpshooter. I'm gonna have to shoot.
You're not sharp, nothing.
Politics and sticks is cute.
Goodbye. We're done. Goodbye.
Bye.